Okay, welcome to JC Connect. In the previous class, we were discussing about the coagulation flocculation process. There we have discussed the jar test and some of the coagulant aids. Then which are the coagulants that we have discussed. Uh, there are some of the very good mechanisms are going to happen in coagulation flocculation process. So that is the first one, the double layer compression, then adsorption of aluminum to produce charge neutralization, then interparticle bridging, then enmesh in uh, enmeshment in aluminum hydroxide precipitate. Normally, what will happen is that when the colloidal solids plus your Al2 SO4 thrice sin 17H2 plus water. So if it is going to mix, it will form AlOH3 thrice. Okay, this is nothing but precipitate. Here at the bottom, you can see that some of the flocks are formed. Okay, some of the flocks are formed. It means that uh, these flocks are going to settle at the bottom. These flocks are going to settle at the bottom. These are nothing but the aluminum hydroxide precipitate. Okay, normally this reaction is going to happen. The reaction is going to happen in coagulation process. Okay, so then we will move on to the filtration process. Okay, so why this filtration is required? So we already completed starting from the aeration. Then we also completed screening and coagulation, flocculation. Also, we have completed. We completed the coagulation and the flocculation process. Then we completed the sedimentation process. So here in the aeration process, what we are going to do. So we already one is Fe, Mn, and odor that can be removed, and we are going to increase the oxygen level in aeration. So in screening, we have two types of screens. That is coarse, coarse screen, and fine screen, fine screen. In coarse screen, uh, we have to remove the higher size particles, higher size particles, and in fine screen up to silt we are going to remove. We are going to remove. Then in coagulation process, we will remove the total colloidal solids. Even sedimentation remaining solids, say whichever the under the influence of the gravity, under the influence of the gravity, under the influence of under the influence of under the influence of the gravity, where the particles are going to settle. Particles like sand. Okay, I already explained discrete particle settlings, discrete particle settling, discrete particle settling, and if bigger than sand also, they are going to settle. They are going to settle. So then, why this filtration is required? Till, see, normally what will happen is that even after all these processes, the some of the solids are going to pass through this sedimentation process, even screening process, even coagulation, flocculation process, even through aeration process. Some of the solids will remain. Okay, even after the sedimentation process, even after screening process, even after coagulation process, some of the particles will remain in the and it will come out from the sedimentation process. Then it will give an load to a filtration process. So then, how exactly this can be removed? This can be removed with the help of the filtration process. In the filtration process, the remaining solids will be removed, as well as some of the pathogens. Some of the pathogens also are also removed. Okay. So then, major classification of the media which we are going in filtration process is the uh, media what we are using media in filtration process. Okay, we'll use sand, coal, okay, and some other anthracite, okay. Um, some of the even stones are also preferred in the medium. Normally, one reactor will be there. So in that reactors, so small sand it will be there. Especially when you are dealing with this filtration process, very small particles, small particles, like small particles like silt. Normally, silts are removed. It will not be removed in the screening process as well as in the sedimentation process as well as in the coagulation process. So these silt particles will escape, as well as some of the pathogens will also escape. Okay. Then this silt has to be removed with the help of the sand bed filter. Okay. So here we are going to pass the water. Here we are going to pass the water. Okay. So there you can observe that okay the silt is accumulated in between the particles. Okay, for example, if this is a sand, if this is a sand, if the silt containing what it is going to come, then it will be accumulated in between the sand particles. Okay, it will be captured by the sand particles. Even the coal particles also, it is uh, retained or it is remained. Then what exactly the flow direction of the water? Sometimes the water will be from upwards, this will be upwards, and it will be downwards. Sometimes the water will be passed through a filter bed, okay, from the top, and sometimes the water will be passed from the bottom, okay. Sometimes it will be both sides. The number of media, sometimes they will use it as single or dual media. Single and dual media means, for example, if your bed depth, if your depth of the filtration, if the depth of the filtration is 3 meter, assume that if it is 3 meter, if you are using the same media like sand for all 3 meters, then um, then it will be a single. If you are using 50-50, like, or 20-30 or 30%, so like 50% sand and 50% the like anthracite or coal, so then it will be a dual media filters, okay. So single media filters as well as the dual media filters. Then what are the types of filtration process? One is slow sand filter and rapid sand filter. So based on this rate of filtration, we are going to classify the slow sand filter and the rapid sand, rapid sand, rapid sand filter. See, in a slow sand filter, the filtration process is slow. Very important. The filtration process itself is slow. Then in rapid sand filter, the filtration okay, in the we're discussing about the slow sand filter and rapid sand filter process. So there, um, you can see that based on the rate of filtration, we are going to classify into two ways. That is the slow sand and rapid sand filtration. So in slow sand filtration process, um, we are um, using different filter media also for that process. In rapid sand filter, we are using different medias. Okay, sometimes it is common. Okay, but the rate of filtration is very less in slow sand filtration process, and in rapid sand filtration process the filtration process is faster, okay. Then based on the pressure involved, okay, sometimes uh, with the help of the gravity the flow will be there, and sometimes you have to pass the water through a pressure. Sometimes you just allow the water to flow downwards with the help of the gravity, so that is gravity based filters. Sometimes you are allowing the water to flow under pressure, okay. Sometimes we'll use this one in pressure filters will use very less, but um, in other case the gravity filters are more common, okay, because our most of the water treatment plants are based on the gravity flow only. Okay, so then some of the major applications for this, whatever the filtration process, we'll use it to design the biofilters. We use to design the pre-filters, okay, and post filters also. Okay, this whatever the sand, anthracite, coal, we'll use it as a pre-filtration and media as well as the post-filtration media also. Okay, now overall, you can understand that now. Uh, so filtration process, we are going to remove. We are going to remove the very small particles which are uh, small particles which are very less. I already explained. Okay, if you just will go back to the chart of the size of the particles. So here, some of the colloidal solids, 99% we are going to remove, 1 or 2% of the colloidal solids. This also we will remove 1 or 2%. Those who are remained in the coagulation process. Then some of the viruses and bacteria also you are going to remove, and even some of the algae also you are going to remove, and silt particles, okay, which are escaped from the sedimentation process as well as the the coagulation process. So that particles we are going to remove, and two types of classifications we are doing based on the rate of filtration, that is slow sand filter and rapid sand filter based on the pressure, so gravity filter and pressure type of filter. Okay, so these are two types: slow sand filter and rapid sand filtration process. In slow sand filtration process, mm, it is biological filtration because it is widely used widely used to remove the pathogens. Most of the bacteria, uh, algae, and protozoa that are removed in this slow sand filter process. Okay, and the rapid sand filtration process, it is a mechanical filtration process where you will not remove any pathogens here, but you can remove the solids, the remaining solids from the which are escaped from mm, the coagulation as well as the sedimentation process. Then slow sand filter. So it is first used in 1804 in Scotland and subsequently in London also. Okay, during 19th century it is used throughout the world. So it consists of a concrete rectangular basin containing carefully selected graded sand. Okay, here graded sand will be used. Graded sand will be used. Okay, and supported with gravel and stones. The it will go, they are going to design in this way. Okay, here little bit bigger size, little bit smaller. Okay, and then here it will be very small particles. So like that the gradations will be used. Okay, then if you see what are the elements which are going to you we are going to use in this slow sand filtration process, that is supernatant water, then sand bed, so under drainage system and filter control valves. Okay, supernatant water means above the filtration bed, above this filtration bed, okay, whatever the water will be there. Okay, that's nothing but supernatant water. Supernatant means above the top of the filter bed. Okay, that is one component. Then sand bed, then under drainage systems. Okay, under drainage systems means, see, when the after filtration process the water has to flow okay, either through the downwards or it is upwards. Okay, so then there will be um, a channel made available there will be a channel made available to filter or to catch the filtered water. Okay, that is nothing but under drainage system. Okay, then we are going to use some of the filter control valves also. Okay, we are going to use some of the filter controls valves also. There, for example, if you see this structure here, okay, see gate valves, okay, and flow control valves. Flow control valve, normally we can call it as wall, and gate valves to stop or to open or to open. This kind of arrangements will be made in these flows and filters. Okay, these are the main components of this filtration process. So this is the typical type of the filtration process or filtration diagram. You can see that. Okay, so it is supported with gravel, slow sand filtration. Okay, then above that I already explained, little bit lesser size filter bed. Then this is a skim deck. Okay, skim deck is nothing but what will happen is that I already said that the slow sand filtration process is used to remove the pathogens. Remove pathogens. What will happen is that once the filtration process is stopped, or once the filtration process exceeds 2 to 3 months, okay, see, one small layer will be formed above the top of the filtration process. Okay, so that layer we can call it a slime layer. Slime layer. That layer is nothing but skim deck. Okay, that is nothing but skim deck. Okay. Then you can see the depth 0.3 meter will be provided. Here the wall arrangements are there. Here also wall arrangements are there, control walls. And so it is the movement is from, see, downward, remember. Movement is from downward. So from here it is entering. So where it is passing through the various filter beds. Okay, then it is moving from this direction. And here the treated water will be collected. Treated water will be collected. Okay, and here overflow valve will be provided. Sometimes, most of the time, if the filter bed is going to block, okay, with the help of this slime layer, then normally the overflow is going to happen. Okay, so there you have to provide one separate channel to release the overflow water. Okay, so this is completely about the slow sand filtration process. Okay, and it is mainly used to to remove pathogens. Remember, that is why it is called as biological filtration process. Okay. Um, so the remaining aspects of this we will discuss in the next class. The under drainage systems and supernatant water. Okay, and some of the problems also we'll discuss.